folks, welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be all about taking screenshots in The Sims 4, where to find them on your PC, and also a little about the cinematic camera in The Sims 4. So if you've ever been scrolling through forums on Facebook, Sims forums on Facebook, or if you've been going through Twitter or the gallery or anywhere like that, and you've often thought to yourself, how do they take thumbnails like that? How do they manage to get such nice pictures of their builds? Then I'm going to go through some sort of simple tips and tricks on how to get a nice picture of your build to make it look, I don't know, nice, I guess. Disclaimer, I am not a photographer. I do not claim to know all there is to know about photography and what looks good. All I do is go based on what I think looks nice. So in today's video, I'm going to show you, just a recap, I'm going to show you how to take a screenshot, where to find that screenshot on your PC. I'm going to show you how to use the cinematic camera to do things like this in the game. So hang tight and we will go through all that together. When you are playing with your Sims, you will be on this screen. You have this UI here. This is called a UI. And obviously you'll be able to see your Sims. Now a lot of people obviously will take a screenshot in the game. You can take a screenshot pressing the C key. So screenshot captured, there you go, that will come up on your screen like that. That's perfectly fine, you can do that. Obviously a lot of people do like to take pictures of the Sims and stuff and post them online, that's perfectly fine. Now if you're wondering how people get those shots from different angles, it seems that they can get really close up on their Sims, and you're sort of wondering, how do they do that? Well, the way that they do that is they press the tab key. And that gets rid of the UI, but it also gives you some more movement with your camera. So for instance, you can move your camera around and you can also move it around the world. So, you know, we can go zooming around the neighborhood a little bit further than you would usually be able to with the in-game camera. Now, a few of the controls for the camera are the typical WASD moves the camera around, so W is forward, A is sideways, S is backwards, and D is to the other side. So, and then if you're wanting to move the camera up and down, then you press the Q key to go down and you press the E key to go up. Now, this is how people do those like crazy tours of houses that look really cool, you know, like where they'll go in through the garden gate, for instance. So they'll get their camera to move slowly towards the house. If you want your camera to move faster, you can press and hold the Shift key and it goes a little bit faster. So if you want to do it from like a sim point of view, then you can do that and you can enter your house, and you can also kind of see a little bit what your house looks like from that angle, make sure everything is as you want it to be, I guess, when you're walking around a house. So, you know, this is how people do these really cool tours on YouTube of houses anyway. So that's the first things first. So that's just using the tab mode in the game to get into that sort of sim point of view, I guess, if you want to call it that. Now, we've just been through how to take a screenshot, but I'm just going to show you again. So let's take a screenshot of this house, and then I'm going to show you where to find that screenshot. So you want to like find an area. I tend to flip through all of the different stages of the day, see what the best lighting is for the game and all stuff like that, just to try and find a good angle to take a picture. Obviously, if you've just built something, you want to make sure you get the focal point of the view. Just make sure that you're getting the best angle. You don't want to be taking a picture like this of your build, do you? You want to make sure that you're getting the best angle, showing people all the parts of your build, and then from there what you do is you just press C. And when you press C in tab mode, it's not going to show you anything like when you press C in this mode. So whereas when you press it here, you get this box. But when you come out of tab mode, you will get this little notification here saying your pictures can be viewed in Screenshot Manager. So that's kind of how you will know that your screenshot has been taken. So that's a brief introduction on how to take cool photographs using tab mode and pressing C to get a screenshot. Okay, so now I'm going to show you where you find them on your PC so you can actually use them. So if you come to your desktop and you need to access your computer files. So usually they're on the taskbar down here. You just press this folder here, and this is File Explorer. So you need to find File Explorer on your computer. I'm sure it'll be pretty easy to find because that's where all your programs are. So after you've done that, you need to come to the Documents folder on this side. And then you need to go into Electronic Arts, The Sims 4, and Screenshots. And this is where all those screenshots that you have just taken will be on your computer for you to use. Now obviously from here you can go through them, choose the best one and edit it however you want to edit it, or you can just post it like that. That's perfectly fine, you can do that. So that's how you take a screenshot, and that's how you find it on your computer, and that's how to use tab mode. So now we're going to go back into the game, and I'm going to show you how to use the cinematic camera. So this is obviously if you're wanting to record a video, so you would need some sort of video recorder. I use OBS, but people obviously have their own video recorders that they want to use, and I'm going to show you how you use the cinematic camera if you want to record little videos of your builds. Right, so here we are back at the Sims house, and we've decided that we need to get a cinematic view of the house to show it off more. So for instance, this house, perfectly fine from the front if I do say so myself, but when you come around the edge here, there's a pool. And taking a picture at the front isn't really showing off my pool. In fact, if I take a picture from this angle, you can't see that at all. So what I want to do is I want to show people that there's a massive tree in the way of my house. I want to show people that, you know, this is a barn conversion, that it's a lovely family home from the front, but I also want to show you that there's a pool at the side of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into tab mode again, so that gets rid of the UI. I'm going to bring the camera down slightly using the Q key, and I'm going to set a camera angle for this angle of my build, and I'm going to set that using Control, and I'm going to press number 6 above my QWERTY keyboard letters. It's not on the number pad, it has to be the ones above the letters, and you can use any key from 6 to 9. So I'm going to do that. I tend to only use 6, 7 and 8 though, purely because 9 and 0 in my game are used to lower and higher items, and that can kind of mess that up a little bit, so I tend to stay away from 9 and 0, so I use 6, 7 and 8. So I'm going to use camera state 6, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my camera over here. Doesn't matter how you get there, because the camera state will sort that out for you. And then I want to show a angle from here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press Control and 7. Now when I press 6, the camera is going to pan back to the first camera state that I set, the Control 6 one. And then if I press a 7, the camera is going to pan over to the pool, so you can see the pool. So that is, in a nutshell, is how people use the cinematic camera to show off their builds. Now, the default setting in the Sims 4 files is that this cinematic camera will move in a linear fashion at 2 seconds, which is quite fast. 2 seconds to get from point A to B is quite fast. So what I've done is I've made mine 6 seconds, so that you get more of a kind of view while you're going around the build. Now you can set these camera angles for whatever you want. You can overwrite them at any time. So I'm going to set this one back as 6 again, but then I'm going to go to the back of the build, just go through the roof, and I'm going to I'll do the boats. We'll see the boats, and I'm going to press 7. So what happens now when I do that is it's going to go through the build, but I don't want it to go through the roof. I don't want it to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise the camera up, and I'm going to press 6, and it will take me down to 6. Raise the camera again, and then I'm going to press 7, and it's going to bring the camera out to where the boats are. So obviously you can have a play around with the camera angles. You can pick the perfect angles that you want to show off for your build. You know, just if you want to do like a full spinning kind of motion around here, you can do that as well. I'll show you that one. These bloody trees. I love the trees, don't they, in The Sims? So again, we're going to do Control 6, and then I'm going to go over here to do Control and 7, and then I'm going to go here and press Control 8, and then we're going to go back to 6. So that's it's going to spin around my build basically. So that's 6. This is going to be 7. And then when I press 8, it's going to go, well, it's going to go through the house. And then I can go back to 6 again. So obviously just have a play around with your camera angles to find where's the best place to set your cameras up that it will do that nicely and show off the most of your build that you want it to show off. Obviously you can do this in the, you know, the Sims Life mode, but it will do it a bit faster than you want it to. It will just immediately go to that place basically. So you can set up camera angles for all of your houses. So if you wanted to just quickly pan from, yeah, also you're going to have the camera jumping up and down if you've got all the levels up as well. So if you wanted to have get quickly from the front door to the side of your build to see what a Sim's doing, obviously you could set up camera angles and it would just immediately go to them places. I've never done that personally. It's not something that I do, but I can imagine if you were doing a machinima, or you know, you just wanted to keep an eye on two Sims doing two different things, that might be quite useful for you. So that is how to use the cinematic camera in the build. Obviously you would have to record that footage. That's not going to be saved anywhere in the back files, but I do hope that this has been quite helpful, and that you have now learned how to take good photos of your builds. Hey folks, thank you for watching the video today. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, and in between videos you can find me on Twitter at EmmGeeYT. Thank you for watching today, and I will see you on the next one.